All right, up next is automation. Now, we mentioned automation a little bit when we did this tempo change up here, or sorry, the meter change up here. But what automation is controlling something over time. So let's say our synth here, for example. Let's say we want this to fade in slowly. We want the volume to turn up over maybe the first 3 or 4 strikes of the chord. There's a really easy way to do that. What we do is first we have to press A. The letter A will move us into the automation area. Now this is a little bit different in Live 9. So Live 9, you kind of always have the automation area open. But in Live 10, you press A. Now I get this line right here, right? And I can go over here to see what that line is controlling. And it's controlling the track volume. So that's what I want. So I just click on the line to make a dot. And then I click on the line to make another dot. Let's go back to the first one, pull it down. So that's the volume. So now when I hit play, it fades in. I can make it even fade up louder if I want. Right, and if I want it to fade out at the end, I can do the same thing. Just make 2 points. And I could have it get quieter over a long period of time like that. There's a lot you can do with it. Now there's more things you can automate, and in fact, you can automate just about nearly everything. Okay? Almost everything can be automated. Let's take, for example, our panning right here. As soon as I click on this on our panning amount right here, our automation line changed from volume to panning. So we can see that volume is still being automated because it's got that little orange square right there in that corner, or red, or whatever color you want to call that. So it's still being automated. We just have that hidden so that we can see the panning. So let's move our panning around. Let's do that. And then let's move it around kind of a lot so that we really feel it. So remember, this is where the sound is left to right, right? So center means we hear it in both speakers. Left means we hear it in the left speaker. Right means we hear it all the way in the right speaker. So if you're wearing headphones or you have good speakers handy, you should hear the sound moving around back and forth now. Okay, so that's a little goofy, but you get the point. We can automate that. So the way automation works over here is this shows us our device and this shows us the parameter. So mixer is going to be anything that is over here, which is in our mixer, right? So whether the speaker on is what it calls this button. So that's basically just an on off. Track panning, you can see, is automated. Track volume is automated. X fader, crossfader assign, and our send are 2 sends, which we'll talk about soon. If we had more things on this track, we could automate more stuff. And in fact, we do, because we have an instrument on this track. So let's go look at the instrument. Any parameter we see down here, we can automate just by clicking on it. So let's say filter resonance. This will make an interesting sound. So as soon as I clicked on it, my automation line turned to that. Okay, so I'm just going to turn it up over time right here, and it's probably going to be a little obnoxious sounding. So it gets a lot brighter with that particular parameter. Let's move this filter cutoff up also around here. Now it'll really get weird. So now we're automating both those things, and you can see it down here. Right? So you can automate just about anything. All you have to do is first press A to make sure that you're seeing the automation stuff, and then click on a parameter. And that's what you've got. Now we can also go over here and show automation in a new lane. So this is called a new lane, where we have a duplicate of the clip and we see just the automation for that thing. We can go to our mixer now and say track panning, show that in a new lane. Track volume, show that in a new lane. So we can see all our automation in separate lanes if you want. That gets a little cumbersome. So I'm going to close those with this little minus sign, because I don't like to do that. I like to just go through here and see what I'm automating and then select the parameter. So if I want to go back to my volume, I just select the volume, and now I can see that automation again, and I can adjust it. Now, everything I've just said goes true for MIDI tracks and audio tracks. So with audio tracks, I can control the volume, the panning, any effects that are on it, anything. So automation will be your best friend. I would say that a very, very large portion of music production comes down to automation. So get used to getting into those weird little pink lines and working with them to really craft your sound.